Hi, in this video we'll look at how to install and set up the data science workbench using Anaconda distribution. Before we get into the details of how to set up, I think we should understand how Anaconda works and why it became popular in the data science community. Anaconda makes it easier to work with data science and machine learning tools like R and Python, but it also supports multiple operating systems, which will make it easier to deploy, test, share, and reproduce your machine learning models and machine learning results. It is very easy to set up and takes no time to get started and start using tools like Tensorflow, SciPy, Jupyter Notebook, and Spider in a Python IDE. And all of these tools can be installed using same commands on Windows, Mac, and Linux. If you're getting started with machine learning tools or data science, Anaconda is the best place to start with, because it's so easy to get it and set up in right away, rather than trying to set up a virtual machine or trying to follow instructions, that some of these packages which doesn't support multiple operating systems, you have to struggle with getting these pieces together, but Anaconda makes it easier for you. It also helps you to create and manage virtual environments. So let's say you need to work with Python 2 and Python 3 using virtual environment. This will make a conflict-free environment, having both instances of Python and switch between them using Anaconda. And you also have 1,000+ packages pre-built for Anaconda in the repository for free. So let's take a look at the concept map that I have here that describes the different components of the Anaconda, and let's take a look at them and understand them in a little bit more detail. So as I mentioned, Anaconda is just a package management tool, and as well as manages your environments of different language frameworks like Python and R. So you can look at here on the top, you have the package management that is independent to operating systems like Python and R packages, including TensorFlow, Panda, in NumPy, and tools like Jupyter Notebook, as well as Spider, and a lot of other tools. And it manages all these packages and keeps them up to date and provides you these packages in multiple operating systems. You have Windows, Mac, Linux, Unix, and IBM, and other operating systems, and they also support Docker. And nowadays, Anaconda is readily available and distributed even in the clouds like Google and Microsoft Azure and AWS as well. So they have partners, they have partnered with all other cloud providers, to be able to integrate their tools into different ecosystems. And you have your Conda API that manages these packages as well as environments. So this is an important thing, right? You have you can have multiple Python environments and R, but Conda helps you manage these environments using their API. So with their API, you can manage the packages as well as environments, which we will look at in detail in this video.
So let's go ahead and download the software by visiting anaconda.com/download. So we are going to download the Python 3.6 version. So I have already downloaded here. So let's go ahead and start the setup process. Let's click next, agree, and we can install this for all users. Let's make sure we have add the Anaconda to the path variable. So we have the installation finished here. So let's go ahead and click next, and just uncheck these two boxes and click finish. Now let's go ahead and open a command prompt. So the first thing we'll do is we'll check the version of the condas to make sure that we installed it properly. All right, so now let's go ahead and create an environment. So we'll use the same conda command prompt and conda create, and here we will provide the name of the environment. In this case, we'll just call it Py35, and then we will use Python 3.5 as our Python version for the environment. So this will create a brand new environment for us with the name Py35. Let's enter Y to proceed. So the environment is installed. Now let's go ahead and activate the environment. So we'll use activate and name of the environment. In this case, it's Py35. So once the environment is activated, we'll also go ahead and install all the packages we need. So the first thing we'll do is we'll install the TensorFlow by using the same Conda API, Conda install, and the package name. So in this case, it's TensorFlow. So let's enter Y to proceed. So TensorFlow is installed. Now let's go ahead and install the matplotlib by using conda install package name. In this case, it's matplotlib. Let's enter Y to proceed. So we have installed the matplotlib. Now let's go ahead and install the Jupyter. With Jupyter installation, we'll also get the IPython kernel and as well as a notebook feature. So let's type conda install and the name of the package, in this case Jupyter. Let's enter Y to proceed. So Jupyter has been installed. So now let's start a notebook by typing Jupyter space notebook. So this will launch a new notebook session, and we can access the notebooks which will automatically open a URL at port 8888, so that we can start working with IPython and Jupyter notebooks. So let's create a new notebook here, and that specifies a version that we have. So let's make sure it's Python 3. So we create a notebook, and we can quickly test our package TensorFlow by just importing and verifying the version. Now let me actually show you how this actually works. Like, first thing we'll do is we'll activate the environment, activate Py35, and then we'll launch the Jupyter notebook. Just to make sure that we are in the right environment and the packages that we install load properly, I'm just going to verify again that the TensorFlow actually loads here. So we have TensorFlow 1.2.1. Let's also look at Python's graphical user interface by searching for Anaconda navigator. So as you can see here, we have environments, we have projects, so we can also start new projects within the environment. So we can see here we have all these packages installed, Jupyter, Spider, the graphical user interface, IDE for Python. So we have the environments like Py35 that which we just installed, created. So we can create an environment, we can clone, and we can import, or we can remove one. So this is also another way of managing Anaconda using the Anaconda navigator. So there is a cheat sheet available that will help you to get started with the Conda API, especially the Conda command line interface. This will provide you a good detailed information of different commands that you have to run, and it will be a great information to get started with the Conda. So hopefully this video has provided a good overview of the Anaconda ecosystem, as well as how to actually install and get started with Conda API and the command line interface. So you can create environments and install packages, and especially how to actually get started with Jupyter on a Windows 10 environment. Thank you.